Well, it's August, and this month's UK EV charging price and power review comes to you from sunny Blackpool. We do get out and about to bring you all the latest prices. We introduce some new entrants and offer loads of money-saving tips for getting the best out of your EV. I'm Dave. Welcome to Dave Takes It On. Well, just a very quick mention, we've just reached 10,000 subscribers, so a really massive thank you to all who have subscribed, and even bigger thank you to all our Patreon members. Your support is really appreciated. Now, to me and thousands of EV drivers with home charging, Blackpool's just 25 miles away. Manchester's 50, Liverpool 60, Heswell 67, so charging's not an issue. It's there and back on a full charge. But what if you have to come from further afield? Where do you charge for the best prices? Well, first revelation, Blackpool, like many destinations, is full of cheap charging. So there is no need to spend 79 pence at Osprey, and definitely avoid Instavolt at 85p. They should be blacklisted. Hey, get it? Blacklist? Blackpool? Oh, okay. Anyway, we're going to open with the best summer deal, GridServe. And they're offering a summer discount of 20% if you use their app. So their standard 79 pence is now expensively, wildly too dear, out of place, with better offerings nearby. But that drops down to 63 pence. Yeah, the discount rounds up to the nearest penny. But you must use the app and you must also input your card details. I obviously try everything, and I must report that I had issues with the app. So if you plan on using this method, try it out locally in advance of setting off on your trip. Well, generally GridServe offers powerful chargers, plenty per location, but some locations still have just a couple of the old electric highway style dual bay 40 or 50 kilowatt chargers. Just beware. Their ABB 350 kilowatt single bay units have proved to be reasonably reliable, and they've just upped the game to their new flagship 360 kilowatt dual bay model. While dual bay might seem a backward step, the power output is claimed to be computer controlled, meaning if your EV can only take, say, 80 kilowatts at this time, that's all you will get, and the other bay can get the rest. And they claim this produces faster charging sessions overall. Well, time will tell, but if all they've done is installed half the number of chargers and made them dual bay, I personally can't see a huge improvement. I hope I'm proved wrong. But there are none of these near Blackpool. The nearest will be to the north on the M6 at Lancaster services, both north and southbound, with 6 brand new 350 kilowatt units. Or if you're heading south, you need to be way down in Sandbach services with a similar layout. Well, money-saving tip number 1, keep a lookout for the newcomers. While we were in Blackpool filming, we came across Park and Charge. It's got a lovely, nice big sign, clearly visible as you drive along, stating 68.99, I think that comes from the petrol days, per kilowatt hour, and offering some staggeringly powerful new chargers. We've not seen these before. The dual bay rated at 475 kilowatts. We really must get out there again and test them. Well, this is the most powerful we've ever come across. Sign of the times? Well, you access them through the Fuse app, and the price is indeed 69 pence. No app, no membership, just contactless with £50 pre-authorisation fee. And there are plenty of these in other locations too. Well, if anyone's going backwards, it appears to be Osprey. Lots of bold claims about growth and best in the country, but it must now be clear to anyone that your 79 pence is the biggest stumbling block in the near and distant future. It's Friday, it's mid-August, and most of your chargers are not in use. In fact, if I had to take a guess, I'd suggest about 75% of them are not being used. Other networks, by the way, with cheaper prices, are showing anything up to 75% being used at this exact time. You're not going to be able to continue with this price much longer. How about doing a grid serve? Announce a summer discount, say 25%, and just see what the response is. Osprey, your Kempire units are brilliant. Your app's really good. Your website, it's a real gem. Your locations are fine, but the price kills it all off and no membership to attract regular users. Well, it was nice while it lasted, but those 79 pence days have long since gone. Get them back into service. I can only recommend to my viewers to avoid these unless you have no choice. It is such a shame because you have one of the nicest locations in the UK at Salmon's Leap, Buckfastleigh down in Devon. It's right on the A38, a busy tourist route, but you find yourself surrounded by grid serve, 15 pence cheaper at Exeter, and Tesla open to all, 37 pence cheaper at Exeter and Launceston. Well, in the heady days of petrol being sold exclusively by the oil giants, Shell, BP, Esso, prices were crazy high. Then came the supermarkets and prices everywhere crashed. You already have your supermarkets surrounding you, literally in the case of Lidl, who charge 62 pence, 17 pence cheaper. That's £8.50 saving on a 50 kilowatt hour charge. That's a large Big Mac meal, which costs less. Or you save £18.50 if you can find the Tesla open to all supercharger. Well, that's a regular meal for 2 adults and a couple of Happy Meals for the kids. Well, Fastned, pretty much the same as last month. It's a reasonable 69 pence per kilowatt hour. Some really good powerful charger, most of them 300 kilowatts, dual bay. They got the best website of anyone out there and a really good app. They do offer membership, £9.99 a month, and that drops prices by a whopping 30%. That's the best on offer that we've found. Most of the others are hovering around about 20%. Their rate drops down to a meagre 48 pence per kilowatt hour with membership. But the standout feature is auto charge, where you set up the app, you then go and charge at any of their locations, pay in the normal way, but at the end you tick the box that says yes to auto charge. From then on, you just drive up to any Fastned location anywhere and plug in. No app, no RFID, no contactless. Drive up, plug in, charge, drive away. If simplicity is what you're looking for, Fastned has now caught up with Tesla and offers it. None of their chargers, I'm afraid, near Blackpool, but if you're coming from down south, up north, you do pass a great location at Haydock. Top money-saving tip. ZapMap is still promoting an average price of 80 pence per kilowatt hour for ultra-rapid EV charging. But I suspect here that they're being paid or sponsored or supported by those networks that still charge 79p and above. Ditch them right now and check what else is around. When you first get your EV, assuming you can't charge at home, you will want the lowest price you can find. Take an hour or two out of your busy day to really study all chargers nearby. Don't just select the nearest. Download their apps, check the internet, check your onboard EV search. A typical EV with a 50 kilowatt hour battery, saving just 10 pence per kilowatt hour on a weekly charge, will save you £250 a year. And many could find savings of about 40 pence per kilowatt hour, saving £1,000 each and every year. It could easily prove to be a few hours well spent. One other CPO to get a very brief mention, Instavolt currently charge 85 pence per kilowatt hour, a truly ridiculous, ludicrous price, but at least you get your money's worth because you're going to be there for ages. They have no really rapid chargers, they're best 160 kilowatt and the majority are 50 kilowatt. You are going to be stuck there for ages. This really is one you should avoid. Nobody can justify that sort of price. This is pure profiteering. The locations, well, nothing special. Chargers, the low power budget models. Facilities, a lot of them very poor at many locations. Instavolt, drop your prices. Well, we split the Tesla review into two. This is by far the largest ultra-rapid charging network in the UK. The slowest they offer 150 kilowatts and the vast majority are 250 kilowatts. Part of the network is exclusive to Tesla owners and part is open to all EVs with CCS2. Sorry, no CHAdeMO and no AC fast chargers. It's flat out CCS2 or nothing. Well, for Tesla drivers, every Tesla EV can use every Tesla charger ever installed, full stop. Teslas come with exclusive membership as part of the price, so you will always get the very lowest rates. All are plug and go, no app, no RFID, no contactless. All Tesla drivers just pull in, plug in, charge, unplug and drive off. The charge starts automatically, stops at the preset limit, and payment is taken automatically as you drive away. That really is as simple as it gets. It's also the most reliable in the UK by far, with 99.96% working all the time. And it's as cheap as it gets, with the average price set at just 40 pence per kilowatt hour. If you go off peak, you can get prices down to just 22 pence. For non-Tesla drivers, the supercharger network is slowly opening up to you. Not all will. I suspect some will always be exclusive, but there are now more than 65 locations and you'll find more than 8 chargers at each location. Some have as many as 24. These chargers are all arrive and charge. No membership is required. The later V4 chargers now have contactless and an LED display screen, while the older V2 and V3 chargers do not. To use these older ones, you must download and use the app. There is no way to start a charge or pay for it other than through the app, but the app is free. It's merely the operating mechanism for non-Tesla EVs. Well, it's interesting to note with Tesla that just as I predicted last month, the absolute premium prices previously charged at Franklin services and Gloucester services have recently crashed and are now down to almost normal. There is a price war and it is definitely hotting up. Well, next money saving tip. With arrive and charge prices hovering around 40 to 50 pence at Tesla superchargers that are open to all EVs, this is likely to be the cheapest you will find. If you have one near, go and try it. You will find the large number of stalls all working. Few queues, minimum 150 kilowatt power, and the pièce de résistance, really low off-peak rates, as low as 30 pence with still no membership needed. If you venture there at the lowest rates and charge once a week, you could save £1,500 per year on charging. Ionity, well, they offer little change this month. They now have nearly 250 ultra-rapid chargers in the UK, but, probably more importantly, they have 24 new locations under construction versus the 32 already operational. This will nearly double their size. They offer generally 350 kilowatt chargers, which are ideal for the likes of Kias and Hyundais with their 800 volt architecture. They are fast. Well, most people who buy or lease an EV will get a special deal offered by Ionity for the first year. For those who don't, or at the end of the first year, they have 2 cracking membership options. For the lower mileage drivers, they offer Motion. That's a membership with a monthly fee of £5.49. That's the cheapest in the UK, by the way, but that's discounted down to £3.88 just for the first month. And you can then charge everywhere for 53 pence per kilowatt hour. Well, for higher mileage drivers, they offer Power, which is £10.50, discounted to £7 for the first month. But you can then charge at all of their chargers for 43 pence per kilowatt hour. Big money saving tip. I cannot understand those that state they will never join a membership or pay a monthly premium. This is just crazy. If the local petrol station offered 40% off per litre for a fee of £5 a month, there would be queues as long as the M6. So let's look here. If you fill your battery with 50 kilowatt hours of electricity at 74p, normal price, you will pay £37. That's really simple. Instead, pay £5.49 for your membership first and then charge just the once and fill your battery with the same 50 kilowatt hours of electricity, and you will pay £5.49 plus then £26.50. That makes £31.99. Well, am I being totally stupid? If I pay £5.49 first, I'm going to save over £6 on just that one fill. But, and here is the huge but, if I charge another time in the month, another 50 kilowatts, I will only pay the £26.50. The membership fee covers you for a full month. So now I've saved over £15. And if I charge once a week, I'm going to save well over £30 a month. Can anyone explain why they refuse to do this? This applies pretty much to all memberships, not just Ionity. Do your own sums, but most are a ridiculously good offer. Anyway, back to Ionity. You might get a little bit baffled the first time you use them because a lot of their locations have multiple chargers but a single contactless card reader for the site. It's actually quite a good idea. Cuts down on servicing and everything because you only have one contactless terminal. All you need to do is you simply pull into the bay you'll be using, make a note of the number, they're all numbered, and enter that number into the reader before you swipe your card. It's really easy. Once you've done it once, it's absolutely easy. Well, Shell, they get a mention purely because they've got chargers out there, but they get a single sentence mention because charging 85 pence at most rapid and ultra-rapid chargers and 89p at some, these should be avoided at all costs. Well, group of others, MFG, Motor Fuel Group, Genie Point, Apple Green, they're all charging 79 pence or more. And the whole point of this video is to save your money charging your EV. Treat them like you used to treat filling up with petrol at a motorway services. Emergencies only, there are so many other options. Well, a holiday tip. If you're travelling to a location that is near to the range of your EV, do not wait till you get there before you look around to charge. That would automatically tie you into whatever is on offer locally at whatever price it is. It might be dear and it may be very busy. So my tip, stop well before you get there at the best or cheapest and quietest location you can find. All of the charge point operators and the route planners offer live tracking of occupancy rate. So if you've got, say, 80 miles left to go, left to your destination, and you're going past a cheap, fast charger that's deserted, stop there, top up. It's not going to take you very long, but it means you'll then be able to get to your destination not needing to charge. And you can probably get back to the same charger or much further on the way home. In this case, 2 quick stops will usually prove far faster than joining the queue for the handful of slower, dear chargers at your destination. Well, EV on the move. It used to be called EV Point, and they always deserve a mention. Also, a lot of the motorway services, they put up those lovely illuminated signs with the price clearly visible. Definitely brownie points for that. But now they've added the latest Tesla V4 chargers all at the same price. Well, Tesla drivers note if you do use these V4s, they will operate exactly like a Tesla V4. Just plug in and charge, but you will be charged the 64 pence for their rate, not the Tesla rate. Well, EV on the move have got really attractive locations. They're well looked after. Some also offer drive-through Chargers for the caravanners among you. 360 kilowatts, same price, no more unhitching to charge. Plus, many also offer things like tyre airlines for pumping up your tyres, vacuum cleaners, fragrancer to make your car smell better while you charge. No membership, just a good solid price. Well, BE.EV enters in its own right this month. They're a northern-based company, and most of their network is still up north, but they are installing down south as well. They offer what I think is a very complicated but reasonably attractive pricing structure, with memberships, peak and off-peak, and different rates for different power. Well, broadly, you expect to pay around about 60 pence for rapid, 70 pence for ultra-rapid. They use the great Kenn power chargers, though they look totally different in the green livery. Well, Sainsbury's just gone down a notch after a brilliant start. See, they initially advertised a price of, on their website, quote, no more than 75 pence, end of quote. And we did actually find several locations where they charged as little as 65 pence. And that's just exactly the same like they do with their petrol. They vary the price of petrol depending on local competition. Well, now they seem to have backtracked on that and they've settled on 75 pence everywhere. Well, Sainsbury's is great unless you shop at one of the discount supermarkets, as that is where things are getting interesting. Not only discounted food, but also discounted charging for EVs. Well, Lidl is the easiest to understand. Early days yet, they haven't got many, but they offer fast AC charging for 40 pence and rapid charging for 62 pence. Now, that's quite competitive, but Aldi offer an exciting alternative. So exciting because some of their stores have EV chargers that are totally free to use. Find one of these. Unfortunately, they're always AC fast chargers, but they're usually rated at 22 kilowatts. And even with parking time limited, if you can use 22 kilowatt, you can get a hefty free charge. Time-saving tip. While many people believe they must charge to 100% every time they charge, you don't. Yes, LFP batteries do like to be charged to 100% regularly, but regularly does not mean every time you charge. You see, no EV charges flat out if you're charging from 0% to 100% at the maximum rate that the manufacturer states. Most never even reach that limit, even for a few seconds. I found the average EV, once it settles down from its peak, charges at around 100 kilowatts. That's it. You may notice all manufacturers state charging times 10 or 20% to 70 or 80%, and there's a reason. In simple terms, if it takes you, say, 20 minutes to charge from 20 to 80%, it could easily take another 20 to 30 minutes or more to charge from 80% to 100%. And once you get above 90%, the speed drops down to single-digit speed. I regularly see 2, 5 or 7 kilowatt rate. But that last 20% represents only about 20 or 30 miles. Just stop this. Charge to 75 to 80% on your road trips and get on your way in around 20 minutes, not an hour. We're going to close with Westmorland Charging to bring this month's review to a close. They are offering a decent 64 pence, no membership, no special offers, but they also have some of the nicest motorway services you're ever likely to find. They're just a bit far apart. You've got Gloucester, you've got T-Bay in the Lake District and Scotland. Although there is a huge new services which has just been granted planning permission for the M56 in Cheshire. That's one worth looking out for and a definite one to visit if you're near one. You won't regret it. Okay, well that brings the monthly review to a close. So thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed this, please click the like button. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe, click the notification bell, and every time we launch a video, you'll be notified. And for those who would like to support the channel to allow us to grow still further and reach more people, have a look at our Patreon membership. There's something there for everyone. Thank you for watching. I'm Dave.